Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, options, preferences. Oh wait, I want to record. So tonight I'm going to set up my passport, and I want to go a new folder for 10 2018 1014. Yes. Okay. So now I want to options, preferences. I want to batch record 500 every 15 seconds. And I want to go to which folder? I just created a folder. Ten 14. Okay. Apply. Auto capture. I want to auto capture every 20 seconds, and I want a total of, say, 700. Apply. Okay, and as far as record, I want to record to the same folder. And when I do a recording, I want it to be 60 seconds. Apply. Okay. I'm going to start auto capturing. So now I am on a star. Okay, so now let me start putting up the text. Blue. Text. Okay. So let's go to M22.
Telescope slew into target. Telescope slew complete.
What else do I have? turn to get that. Let's see, up, down. Oh, I gotta go more. More. I just went through the field of view. Whatever it was, it got recorded. Let's see. Down. Over. Sync.
Telescope synced.
Okay, let's start. Okay. DS287M. MFR-5 AT102 EDF F3.3.7. Okay. Okay, let's see right now. 250, exposure is 50 milliseconds. I'm going to go take, while we're waiting for things, I'm going to grab a few darks. Because the darks I did last night did not match very well. Okay. But they're easy to capture. Cover the scope. Okay. Okay. Turn it off. Go to 5 seconds. And I'm going to capture some darks. Dark field. Let's capture 5. I just want to get the darks ready. So I got 4 captured. And I got 5 captured. So let's export to the desktop. DS287M5 second 5. Save. So now let me change the exposure time to say 4 seconds. I went to 4,000 milliseconds and let me capture some darks. Capture. I'm going to capture 4 seconds. Export. Desktop. Hey, Rusty. I'm grabbing me a few darks right now. It was really crazy last night, right after I shut down. Within about 40 minutes, it was totally clear again. But by that time, I was back in the house. Okay, so now I'm going to export these. This will be 3 seconds. Delete 3. Enter. Dave, how you doing? And hi, Matt. It was pretty amazing, like you said, to see Andromeda in a, what was it, like half a second through the clouds. I'm going to do one more at 2 seconds. Let me go 2,000. 2,000 milliseconds, 2 seconds. I'm going to capture 5 darks. Export. And this will be backspace 2. Enter. So now I got my darks. So let me go down back to something really short because we're on M22 right now. So let me go to 100 milliseconds. I'm going to go to M22. There it is. Okay, folks, 1/10 of a second. And now I'm going to average stack 5. Okay, so I'm averaging 5. So let me put in the bottom what we're doing. M22. And let me change the exposure to click. Exposure. Bump. The filter I was using last night, that 7 nanometer H alpha, required me to go with much longer exposures. We're pretty close to the moon right now. Where is the moon? The moon is by Saturn. Let's see. See, I don't know if I'm going to be able. There's the Saturn. So right now, from here, let me get angular measurement. So to the moon, we're about 6.5 degrees. Hello, Will. Good to see you. So we're 6.5 degrees from the moon. It'll be interesting to see if I can pick up the lagoon is how far? Huh. Lagoon is Lagoon is 3 degrees away from the moon. Well, it is 80 degrees in the observatory right now. So let me go to Lagoon and see if we can pick up anything that close to the moon without a filter.
Telescope slew into target. Telescope slew complete.
Let me stop the average stacking. I should have done that first. Oh, we got the tree. Okay. We're later tonight, so I'm in the trees. I can't go there. So let me try going. Let me go to Omega. Omega's higher.
Telescope slew into target.
Maybe I'll need more than
Telescope slew complete.
a tenth of a second to see it. Let me go to 1,000. Okay. Am I out of focus? What's going on, folks? I think we've got too much moon. I'm too close to the moon. Let me go to a star nearby and get focus. It almost looks like it drifted out of focus.
Telescope slew into target. Telescope slew complete.
It doesn't look bad. Let me put the mask on again, but it looks good. I think the moon is the issue. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Let me go to the Messier list and see what's on the
Telescope slew into target.
Okay.
Telescope slew complete.
Let me get the dumbbell to the center. I didn't do this the other night. Let's see. Center. Make sure it's centered, and then crosshairs off, and then right click, sync.
Telescope synced.
I'm synced on the dumbbell, and this is, let me change the title. M27 dumbbell nebula. And what is my exposure time right now? My exposure time is it's a half. Let's go to half second. Let's go 500. Half second, and I'm going to average. Live stack half second. Exposure is half a second. Exposure 0.5 seconds. Okay. So Matt, what do you think? Think this is going to work in your 101? This is the mono. I have the mono camera in. The mono is about 25–30% more sensitive, I think, than the color. I'm pretty well impressed with this, though. I would say it's at least that sensitive. Just you have a small chip. See, I'm at 150% zoom right now, and even with all the focal reducers, and if you zoom in all the way to 400, you get pixelation because you're only dealing with a 0.4 megapixel chip. But the pixels are large, like I think it's 6.9 micron. What else do we have near here? Yeah, I'm going to go click on here, fit to window. That's the full field. 151% in what I have will give you a full field. And I have all of the settings in the camera, I think, set to default. Let's see. Yeah, the only thing you can adjust in the color adjustments is contrast and gamma, and they're both at default. Frame rate I have set to low. Digital bin. You can digital bin, but the image really falls apart fast because of the small number of pixels in the chip. Thanks, David. I think this is about at least a degree measured diagonally, maybe a little bit more than a degree. Let's go up to what side of the meridian is, where's the veil?
Telescope slew into target. Telescope slew complete.
That may be just clearing the dome at the zenith. Let me stop the stacking. You can see I'm hitting the dome. Son of a gun. Yeah, that's not going to work. I was going to the western veil, but we're hitting the dome. Let's see. Let me try something else. Select GC6888. Enter. More object information. Action menu. Interactive atlas.
Telescope slew into target. Telescope slew complete.
Let's see. Gotta turn the dome. Okay, that should give you a clear. Okay, so let me erase this. Let me go to a longer exposure. It'll be interesting to see how the moon affects. Let's try 3 seconds. Oh, I think the moon's killing us, folks. Let me go to 750. The moon's the culprit. It's 3/4 of a second, and let me do some average stacking with 3/4 of a second, and let me raise the gamma to about 1.3. I did Stefan's the other night with the 10-inch. I'll try Stefan's in a minute because that's in the east and it's kind of away from the moon. Let's see. I just raised the. Let me put a dark in. So I'm in what? I'm in a what second? A 3/4 of a second exposure. Exposure is 3/4. Let's see. Exposure. Okay. And then let me throw in a dark. The shortest dark I got was import a 2-second dark. 3, 2, 2 seconds. Open and enable. Okay. So now, let's see. This is stack down here. Yeah, okay. This is 2-second DFC applied. Applied. Okay, and then the last thing I want to put up is what this is. This is the Crescent Nebula. NGC 6888. That's only 3/4 of a second. I don't think I can go. I don't think I can go much longer than that. If I put the H alpha filter in, I could go longer, and it would definitely get it darker. I'm seeing, it's not bad. I'm picking out part of it. Yeah, I mean, it's clearly there. Let me see if I can try a longer exposure. Let me try 1 second. 1 second. 1000. I went to 1 second. Let me stop the averaging and start them again. Okay. So now we're at 1 second. Okay, 1 second exposure. Let me try pushing up the gamma some more. Let me go to 1.4. And we're on the same side of the meridian as the moon, but the moon is much further to the southwest. We're in the almost near the zenith. What else do we have around here we can look for? Yeah, Rusty, you can see a little bit more because I did push up the gamma to 1.4. I could also try raising the black point to about 120 maybe, or maybe 25. Yeah, I'm raising the black to 25, and let's see what happens as it averages. Gamma goes up to 1.8 in the software. Where is, see, right now we're at azimuth 253 and altitude 69. Never play with that. Let's see. You have linear or logarithmic. Do you want me to try linear and see what happens, Matt? There's linear and logarithmic. I'll click linear. So it's going to average 5. Turn the stack off, turn the stack back on. Okay, so now we're averaging 5 1 second linear. That looks noisier. Oh, wait. So that's a single. Let me try averaging 10. Average 10. Linear. I think the linear with this camera looks a little noisier. Let me get my hand out of the way. Let me stop that. I'm going to go back to the non-logarithmic and enable again. So I'm enabling 10 average logarithmic. See, that's red. Ten averaged. Okay. So I think with this camera, Matt, the logarithmic works better. Okay, what else is around here? Oh, I was going for something. No, no. I went to the dumbbell. Well, why don't we go to the northeast and get sort of away from the moon. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Maybe I'm just talking low. How's that, David? The mic's on the webcam on the right monitor, and if I turn to look at Sky Tools, which is on the left monitor, I'm not really talking in. Evening, Bob. Let me go off to Andromeda.
Telescope slew into target. Telescope slew complete.
Okay, so let me stop the stack. Okay. Hey, Bernie. Yeah, 1 second's too much. Let me go to a half second. Let's see. 500 milliseconds. Nope, 500 is too short. And I go, oh, let me go back and put, that's at defaults. And let me do the average stack. Okay, so now we're at half second. We put the histogram at defaults because I was clipping. And this is going to be erase. And this will be Andromeda. Andromeda. I think I spelled that right. Who knows? So again, this is a half second, 500 milliseconds. The gain is set halfway, 25 out of 50, as I show up in the top. The sharpness level at the bottom, I have sharpness set to 50%, max being 500%. You're right, David. You know, comparing to the clouds the other night, last night. Don't know. If we're at a half second, you may be going 3/4 of a second, I would guess, with the 287C. Let's see what I can. I'm gonna raise the gamma to 1.2 maybe. Okay. So it's gonna roll in an average. Get the two dust lanes on the bottom left of the galaxy are showing up easily now. Good night, Rusty. Glad you could stop by. Yeah, this was the second to last object that I did last night. I still have the 2-second dark applied. I have a 2-second dark applied to a half-second exposure. Well, let's see. Okay, where's that list of yeah, they are. Especially when you consider the exposure time. Let me see, where? I'm looking through my list of stuff. I think it's gonna wash out, but I can do it. Let's try. Well, I'm gonna do it in increments. Let me go to 1,000. I just did a 1,000 millisecond, a 1 second exposure. I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna start averaging again. So now we're at 1 second. Eraser, bump, yellow, 1 second. Okay, so now let me raise the black point to 30. I already have 150 images captured. I'm grabbing images every 20 seconds and sticking them in a folder on a portable hard drive. Yeah, the core is definitely blown out. Don't know if I can go to maybe 1.3 with the I think the moonlight is part of the issue. The other thing is I'm running at f3.7. I think this sensitive sensor and the fast scopes limit your exposure time. I'm going to have to try this on the Hyperstar without a filter and see if it's even possible to use it. I know last night initially I had that Orion 7 nanometer filter and it was working very well on the diffuse nebulae. I'm going to move it over to Triangulum. Pinwheel Galaxy. Oh wait, before I do that, let me stop the stacking. Let me put up the crosshairs. Let me move it to the center. Wrong way, because I did a meridian flip. Gotta swap east and west. Okay, so let me go back over here and sync.
Telescope synced.
So synced on Andromeda. So let me now go to
Telescope slewing to target.
the pinwheel.
Telescope slew complete.
Okay, there it is. Turn the crosshairs off and start a stack. And this is Triangulum Galaxy. Erase, erase, bump, bump, bump. I actually like the view in the 10-inch running at about f4.2 a little bit better. Of course, it's 2.5 times the aperture, 6.5 times the area. Where is the square? See, where is 7331? Oh, where is the sculptor right now? I'm going to swing down the sculptor after this. 253. It may be clear of the telephone pole. Make sure everything I have up is right. 1 second exposure, yes. In gain, sharpness. Okay, let's go to 1. Okay. Let's go to 150 milliseconds. Stop the stack and 150 may be too much. Let me go to 1250. 1250, 1250, so that's 1.25 seconds, and do the average stack. So let's see what happens. .25. Okay, so it's 1.25 second exposure. Spiral arms are coming, standing out a little bit better, Matt. Let's see. Let me raise the black again. I got the black now at 70, white at 255. And I think I still have the gamma at 1.3. If I raise the gamma to 1.4, that's going to push the curve to the left, so I'm going to lower the histogram to about 50. Let's see what happens. Okay. And that's 1.25 second exposure. Matt, anything else you want me to try with triangulum before I move on to sculptor?
Telescope synced. Okay, let's go to sculptor. Let me stop this stack. I don't think I'm going to be able to use 1.25 seconds, but what the heck.
Sculptor coming up. Slew to and center in chart.
Telescope slewing to target. Telescope slew complete.
Why is that baby low? Raise my pier up as high as I can get it. Let's see. Yeah, we're looking in the light pollution of Slidell, Louisiana. Let me go down to a half second and see what happens. Half a second. Okay, let me put it in the center. Bingo. And then let me sync.
Telescope synced.
Off. And now stack. Doing an average stack. Let me change the description of the time and the target. Time is half second. One half second, and target is sculptor. NGC 253 CLP. Okay, and this target right now is 20 degrees up at azimuth 137. And maybe a little bit too aggressive with the gamma. Let me go down to 1.3. But yeah, you can. As I've mentioned a few times before, this was the very first object that I sketched. And if you remember, Sky and Telescope in their little charts had a little isosceles triangle shown in the charts with the galaxy bisecting the triangle. And I took my little 4 1/4 inch f3.5 Newtonian out, had my Sky and Telescope in hand, and found it. Of course, over here, that was back in the early 70s, and the skies were much darker over here. It was before people had found this area of near New Orleans. Let me back out to fit to window. There it is. There's the full field. To add to the story, David, I sketched it using a red pen. And when I tried looking at my notes with my red flashlight, I thought I had gotten the wrong page in the notebook. And it wasn't until I walked back in the house with the white light that I could actually see the sketch I had made. So you can't write in red and use a red light to see what you've written. I wonder if we can get 288. It's a globular cluster right below this. It's about a degree and a half below NGC 288. What the heck?
Telescope slew into target.
I mean, it's not far. It's worth the drive. There it is. Son of a gun.
Telescope slew complete.
Okay. Let me change the title. NGC 288. NGC 288. And as far as the information on this, I will pop that up into the screen so it'll record with the video. Okay, from Sky Tools, click Object Info. Globular cluster, magnitude 8.1 and 13 arc minutes, so roughly a quarter of a degree across. 39,000 light years from Earth. And it right now is 19 degrees up. I didn't look for this one the other night. This is way down. This is in Sculptor right below Cetus the whale. Mosquitoes. I think Rock must have sent me a box of mosquitoes from Canada. They're vicious. Let me see what else. This other target I tried the other night, I had a heck of a time picking it up. It's a little higher. Maybe it'll show up better tonight. NGC 247. Let's go to it. Click.
Telescope slew into target.
And it's right in the center. Let's see if I'm still in.
Telescope slew complete.
This was a challenge the other night. You can see a little something in the center. This I'll bring over Sky Tools. That's what we're looking at, or looking to see. It's faintly, very faintly there. Okay, let's see what else we can look for that may be more impressive. I wonder if I could pick up the helix. That would really be... Oh, it's on the other side of the meridian. Yeah, the helix is on the west side of the meridian. Pleiades is up already? Son of a gun. Pleiades is up. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Okay, Messier list. Messier list. Pleiades.
Telescope slew into target. Telescope slew complete.
Okay. Let me stop the stack. That didn't look right. Oh, that's too low. That's down in the... Oh, I'm looking through the neighbor's trees. Okay. That's not going to work. Okay. Let me go a little higher. 50 degrees. Altitude 40 degrees. Something's not quite right now. It's only 14 degrees up. Got to go to something higher in the sky. We wanted to... Yeah, that's too low. I don't know why I tried for that. 891. Let me see if I can find 891. NGC 891. Oh man, do I need a cortisone shot in my knee? Ow.
Telescope slew into target.
That should be better.
Telescope slew complete.
Okay. I'm gonna go to longer exposure too, since I'm away, about as far from the moon as I can get. Let me go to maybe a second and a half, maybe 1500. How about 1250? Okay, 1250. Average stack. Time. Boom, boom. And the time is 1.25. And the target is NGC 891. Yes, it is. 891. Let me raise the, where's gamma? Where's gamma? I'm going to go to 1.4 with the gamma. Okay, and then I'm going to raise the black to 40. I mean, that's max zoom, but if you go to 400% zoom, you can see individual pixels. So I generally try to keep it. Let me raise the black point, what, to about 75 maybe? I raised it to 75 and it's going to cycle through an average. Mosquitoes. How cold did it get? Oh, we're at 78 now. Woohoo! Yeah, right now, Matt, I'm at 75 to 255 on the histogram. Probably have a little bit of vignetting by using the full MFR5 focal reducer. I don't have any spacer rings in, but I have the focal reducer screwed directly onto the front of the camera. Okay, David. Let me see, where is, where? Where, which side of the meridian is 60, 74, 79 on? Let me look. Oh, Stefan's quintet. I think I am pushing the focal reduction too much with this full MFR5. That's causing some distortion in the stars at the edge. Sky Tools has encountered a fatal error. Oh, crud. ASCOM scope driver is missing the connected property. Oh, crud. Hope that doesn't mean I've lost. Oh, man. I think Sky Tools crashed. Control Alt Delete Task Manager, Sky Tools, End Task. Okay. Let me go back to get Sky Tools up and running again. I don't know what happened. Sky Tools didn't like something I did. Can I connect again?
Telescope connected.
Okay, so it says it's still connected. Okay. So where would I find NGC 7331? That's the Deerlick group. NGC 7331, which is right next door to Stefan's quintet. Action menu, view atlas. Let me put it on the other screen. There it is. Okay, so let me go to 7331.
Telescope slewing to target.
Oh, you son of a gun.
Telescope slew complete.
Almost at the meridian. Okay. Okay, let's see. Close. Okay, that's 7331. Bingo. Okay.
Telescope synced.
Okay, so I'm on 7331, and now I can start to go to defaults. Okay, and then let me do some average stacking. I can see a few of the little companion galaxies. I think Stefan's quintet's going to be... Let me stop. Stop the stack. I'm going to move down because I think Stefan's quintet will be at the very top. Yeah, it's at the top. I see it. Let me do average stacking. Okay. That's Stefan's quintets right there. Let me change the description on what's here. Am I still at 1 1/4 second exposure? Yes. So title. NGC 7331 and It is pretty neat, yeah. Plus, there's the rest of the other galaxies in the Deerlick group are to the three. 1, 2, 3. There's at least 3 or 4 others in the bottom. I could raise the black to about 25. Okay. Let me erase the circle around Stefan's quintet. Okay. But I got 258 pictures captured already. This camera's pretty amazing. And if you want real-time viewing, this is pretty as close to as you can get. Cocoon is where? Where is Cocoon? $60, 30, 0. Cocoon's on the other side of the meridian. That's okay. In a second, Simon, 1 1/4, and I'm half gain, 25 out of 50. I can zoom in, Simon. I mean, Bernie, but because of the small resolution of the sensor, it's going to get very pixelated very fast. I mean, that's the max zoom is 400. Good evening, Simon. And you can see, if I back out to 300, it's not too bad. And to fit the window, it's like 151. If you go down to 300 or 200 on Deer Lake 7331 and the companions, that's not too bad also. $10C is going to have a very nice, much wider field of view. It's 10.7 megapixel versus 0.4 megapixel. So you can zoom in without it falling apart. I mean, you can go with digital binning with this sensor, but because the sensor is so small, it's only 6.3 millimeters measured diagonally versus the 21.8 millimeters for the DS10C. Trying to find another target. Let me save